T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. I finally reviewed all of the Terrorcons from the Power of the Primes line. And now here is my recap. Yeah, they're eating up New Age Flipper here. He's escaping right now. Anyway, I really like these characters. They're basic as hell, but I like it. They just do it for me. Only one I have a major problem with is this one. Watch the review. He has an arm problem that just pops right off. But other than that, they're great. Like, they're above and beyond my expectations. Only issue I have is with this dude, he doesn't come with his own like personalized weapons, but he comes with these two prime armor weapons that you can rotate to shoot in. They're decent, but I wanted him to have like a sword or a gun or something. He probably didn't come with a sword. I don't remember what the G1 toys came with, but a gun would have been nice. But out of all of these, I will have to say the weakest is this dude, just because of what he is. They always have to have some flying dude, and yeah, his design is the least functional. I mean, he does have the wings, and he does have these legs, and this posability that I mentioned or complained about in his review. He does have that option, so he can look up higher or lean forward. So that is good. I didn't mention that in the review. But yeah, I can't really complain too much about any of these except that one and his arm falling off all the damn time. But yeah, I like this, and I'm just realizing what he looks like. He looks like a cobra. Like, this is the things on the side of the cobra head, but then he has like a goblin-y beast body that it's probably like 3 other different monsters put together. And I like the way all of their prime armor weapons like integrate into their body, and they just look like they're supposed to be there the whole time. They don't look like something just randomly tossed on to me. Anyway, maybe this dude does, but what you gonna do? And I especially like it, this one on the back of him, even though that doesn't stay on there that great. But yeah, I don't know who I like the most, because I already said he's the least. Next, I definitely like Rippersnapper and Blot because of their arm articulation in this mode right here. And all of them except Blot have the ability to open their mouths, which is cool. Like, I think this right here was going above and beyond on Sinnertwin. Like, the fact that they gave him 2 ball-jointed heads and neck articulation, I did not expect that. I expected the head just to be on like a hinge or something. And he has 2 tails, and he's fully enclosed right there. That's cool. If any of the alt modes suffer, it's just this one, because he's carrying his combined mode shield right there on the belly of the dragon. And these arms right here, or dragon legs, aren't articulated. And if you pay attention to him too hard, he just looks like a robot doing a backwards handstand with a head cover. So don't stare too much. But I like the articulation that they gave him in his neck. And of course the legs affords for a whole bunch of articulation. Like, you can even make them talk to each other. Okay, now I'm back in their robot modes, and full disclosure, I filmed a whole nother video in between this. So if you want to see me coming up to this pose setup right here, or this display setup, I'm gonna have a whole other video with me putting this all together. But anywho, let's see who I like the least. Definitely Sinnertwin is the worst in robot mode. Freaking this guy, Cutthroat, gave me the most trouble as far as posing his legs. And he is the only one of these guys with all this hollowness right there in the legs. Like, ugh, I think in the review I was saying that didn't bother me, or I probably didn't even mention it because these things are what they are. So it's like I already knew what I was getting when I came into this, so I probably didn't mention it. I go a little bit easier on the retail stuff than I do the higher price stuff. But yeah, and I wanted to integrate all of their prime armors into the robot modes, but I think if I was having like a real display, I might, some of these characters I probably would put the prime armors off to the side. Definitely for Blot and this guy right here, Sinnertwin. But let's see, my favorites are Blot and Rippersnapper. This guy, he would be cool, but I like him. One thing I'm noticing about him is this purple paint, or this magenta paint, is horrible. It's coming off. It's scratching everywhere, and it's just gray plastic under there. So that is definitely unfortunate. And then they gave him these stickers, these horrible Hasbro stickers. Like, I'm hoping I don't mess them up over time. I forgot that these stickers are asymmetrical. This one is made to look like a rub symbol, a fake rub symbol, and this is the traditional one. But it's cool that he has ankle pivot and an ankle rocker, but it would be cooler if he had like a waist. And as I was saying in the other video, I try to kind of have this one more forward than this one because it's empty unless I get a Prime Master that I can put in there. Because this is what these guys are for. They're supposed to be weapons for characters that don't have weapons. And the color scheme is very convenient for these Decepticon Prime Masters. Like, he fits in well in this and blends in right away, and then that blends in with his color, so that's cool. He has this scythe type weapon, and then if you have Quintus Bludgeon right here, you can also give him a frickin' gun, and maybe integrate this into somebody else. Like, he kind of matches with, like, yeah, the Decepticon Prime Masters pretty much match with this set. And one thing, I probably mentioned this in my full-on Prime Master review that I did recently. Depending on how you put this into the hand, it pushes, and that's aggravating. But here he is with a gun that this purple doesn't match up with him well. Come on. But if you want them to have weapons, that's what these things are designed for. So here you are. This is a good team, all things considered, barring some of my complaints. Rippersnapper and Blot are way more dynamic looking. Actually, Cutthroat is dynamic looking. It's just hard to get him to stand in anything. Like, I got these guys with their legs dynamically posed, but I can barely do that with this dude. His knees suck and his arms look weird. This dude, I can get him dynamically posed, but getting them to stand up is horrible. And this dude is just lanky, weird proportions. So you'll have to deal with that. And if you don't have any Prime Masters, you won't have a real looking weapon. So that might bug you. But let's get them all combined. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, Abominus is the best combiner that they've come out with. The best regular size combiner. I haven't played with Predaking. He looks Predaking seems to be the best made combiner, but the rest of what's going on with that thing looks a wreck. But as far as 4 Deluxes and a Voyager class, this is the best combiner they've come up with so far to me. Like, the proportions are way great. Now, I have him holding these Prime Master weapons. Typically, he doesn't have any weapons. You'll have to use the weapons that come with the individual figures. But here's just a preview of what you'll be working with if you actually get the Prime Master weapons. And if you're collecting this line, more than likely you have those weapons. One negative about the dude or this guy is everything in the back. Like this stuff hanging off in the back of the legs, but depending on the configuration, you might not even look at that. And the back is actually just flat and has nothing going on back there. So there's like no cover. That definitely looks weird. But he is stable and has great proportions. You know how this works. It has no bulge on its neck. It just swivels right there. Let's get a close-up. I actually technically did a review on Abominus already. I just didn't do it with Terrorcons. But that head is nice. This guy is a retool of Superion, but the head is nicer. The antennas are nicer. It's fully painted. And the colors all come together. If anything, I just wish the feet were bigger, but it is good that they have ankle pivot finally. But they should have just gave them bigger feet. It does still have that weird thing that these guys have where you have to lean them back a little bit, and that's why you couldn't see his face when I first started the video. I don't know how far I should go into all this. I mean, all the combiner limbs and whatnot do the same thing. Let's let you just see this. Arms can be that. They can go out depending on what limb you have. Like this limb can go out that much before hitting, so it hits there, but then you can halfway untransform it if you want, but the weight will make these things fall down. Typically the elbows are working with the hip joints of the robot, so depending on which weapons you have, that'll be fighting against you. So that's probably one reason why they don't even come with weapons. They rotate there, they have double jointed elbows, the wrists rotate, the fingers open, and the guns or weapons sit inside these thumbs right there. He has no waist joint. If he had a waist joint, that would have been cooler. The legs are on a soft ratchet, so that doesn't work with keeping this up. Swivel there, soft ratchet, well, a ratchet out, but that doesn't hold anything out. Knee bends, the knee stays because that's the joint on the actual Deluxe class figure, and it actually swivels on that joint because it's supposed to be a shoulder joint as well. And like I said, ankle pivot, and these prime armors can go back there as heel spurs. I mean, for the most part, even though he can't hold up the legs, depending on the pose that you get him in, he should still be sturdy, as you can see right there. So that's a good thing. There are several upgrade kits out there. And another thing, when they designed this for Combiner Wars, I don't know why they didn't make this little lever right here come down further to make sure that the legs don't pop off. They wanted it to be easy, and they shouldn't have did that. Kids aren't that stupid. They should be able to know that they need to push this up and pull out at the same time. I trust kids to be able to do that. So if they didn't do that type of system, things probably would have been better. And of course, with the arms, if you don't want them to have double jointed elbows, or if you want more detail on the forearms, you can do that, which I don't like, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, this this is their best looking combiner to me. Only negatives is stuff like the head not being able to look up and down, no waist rotation, and small feet. Of course, you can open this up. I didn't talk about that. Here is the Terracon Enigma. You can hide that away in here. Shut this and you never have to mess with that again. But what I typically do is shove it in the feet to fill in the feet down there. That's what I typically do. Here's another combiner I have on hand. This is my Iron Factory War Giant, or Bruticus. As you can see, this thing has way better proportions and has some of those things that I complain that this guy doesn't have. So yeah, spend more money and you get the stuff you want. And just because I have him connected, here is the Starscream. Starscream isn't as tall. I believe that he is the tallest of the combiners. In all honesty, after I did this Starscream review, I started liking the proportions on him as well more. But so he's not as bad. My problem is just these feet. I think if they had bigger feet to go with their bigger hands, they would make more sense, and their proportions would be a lot better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, this is a cool set. It's not the greatest. Things don't hold together like they should, unfortunately. And you heard all my complaints. I don't want to keep repeating myself. I can suggest it. If for nothing else, the individual bots are actually cool. You heard all my pros and cons in the individual section. But I do like the way this looks, and that's a nice shelf presence to me. Anyway, I didn't have this done. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Thank you for watching. Little bonus, here he is next to the Iron Factory's Jetfire or Cygnus. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click on them.